Afternoon all, Chief Prepper here. Wanted to talk about 1 second after again. I'm at roughly page 404. Probably got 100 pages left or more. But in the prepping community, we talk about lack of medicine. We talk about food being an issue. Well, in the book, between day 30 and day 60, people have started dying. Type 1 diabetics, people who are obese, overweight, people who have heart conditions, people who can't walk, that are forced to walk. Dying of dropping dead of heart attacks because they overexert or because they've run out of their blood pressure medicine. The city government has imposed martial law. They've impounded and confiscated vehicles. They've issued ration cards. People are literally starving to death because you know that wonderful place called the grocery store. Day 2 they were ransacked, looting. All right. I don't know what the term, it's a protagonist, John Matheson, the retired colonel. He starts thinking about something while he's kind of sitting. One, tobacco products will be highly valuable, so you can charge a lot of money to those people who need that shit. So stocking some of that probably wouldn't be a bad idea. 2, he thinks retrospectively because his dogs are starving. All the dogs in the town are starving. All the people are starving. So people are choosing to feed their children and not the dogs. He thinks about having 50-pound bag of rice, 50-pound bag of beans, a couple bags of dog food laying around. Be their wise, they're shooting dogs and they're eating them. So people in America, and I've said this many times, do not understand the power of hunger and what it will make you do. All right, at around 65 days in this episode or this book, a large band, a gang called the Posse, is getting ready to attack them. A former Marine drill instructor who's 60 years old, and Colonel Matheson. The colonel is kind of hands-offish, but the DI has been training college students and anybody who was willing to serve again, many veterans, some Vietnam guys, the older guys, as a militia. And they developed a plan and everything. They're executing it right now. I've read it before, but I don't remember all the details. But this is what you need to understand. They talk about people who got 22s, but they only had a couple hundred rounds, and they used those up hunting squirrels and other things. So, one, get 2 or 3 or 4 wrist rockets and like 10 fucking replacement rubber bands. So, because you can get a rock in many places, or something big enough to shoot a rabbit with, or even maybe a squirrel. All right, and you can knock it out and then walk up and stomp on it and then take it back and eat it. All right, but there is so much bad shit in the world right now that all I can tell you is, if you're not a prepper, or even if you are a prepper, if you have not read 1 Second After, go get the damn book. Download the audio, do something, listen to it. Pay attention to all the little nuances, They get very, very, very crafty in the 3-book series, and I would recommend reading all 3 books. I enjoyed every one of them. There's a reason I'm reading the 1 Second After again now, and then today, if not, maybe tomorrow, I'll talk to my wife and see if she wants to go to a bookstore. And I want the other 2 books, so I asked her to buy them, but I'm not going to wait because I want them and I want to be able to read them. Right? So one of the things that this small town has later in the series is they discovered that they have a treasure trove of hard copy magazines and books in the basement library of how the town did things before it got modernized. And later in the series, they actually get some electricity back and some other stuff. It's not completely widespread. They get it. All right. So, bottom line is this: every township, collective of people, there's a number of people that can be fed by the amount of food that can be produced. Anything above that is going to die. So I've said before, you need to concentrate on 90 and 180 days survival. After that, only the truly fittest to survive will still be around. Some of those people will be highly fucking dangerous. Right? Get the book if you haven't. Read it. Read it right now. Alright? Because they're talking crazy shit on YouTube. I hope it's just crazy. But I have a sense of dread right now that I haven't had. I mean, I've had it, but it's like standing up on its tippy toes. I talked to my best friend in Washington State today, and I told him, I said, it seems like we're ripe. We're ripe to burn down. And he said that there's a lot of places where they want to do these smart cities that are burning to the ground right now. I don't know if that's true. That's just conjecture. Maybe look into it. Maui was one of them. There are 14 or 15 fucking cities in the United States that are talking about going no meat. Austin and Houston are two of them. And you know what? They can go fuck themselves. Alright? They're using the boogeyman called climate change to do all this shit. And if you're fucking retarded, then you believe that. Now, is the climate changing? Yes. Is it because of us? Maybe. However, we should not be sacrificing entire generations and populations for something that is unproven. I want to say Alaska Prepper Rudy out of Alaska said there's a study out that says we've actually only changed 0.6 degrees. Not all this other shit that they're talking. So do as you see fit. But I would advise you, if you're in the city, to get the fuck out. Get a different job. Move your fucking family. Go in the country, and do me a favor, don't bring all your fucking bad city habits with your ass. Fucking people in the country don't like loud music. We'll play music and we'll tolerate a party now and again. Don't come out here with all that shit. Alright, we ain't interested in it. Get to know your neighbors. If you gotta stay in the city because you truly believe you can't, well, you're gonna reap the fucking oats that you're sowing, and you ain't gonna like it. In the book, the posse and people associated with are fucking eating people. So understand, hunger is an awful thing, and we haven't experienced it here in America, not in a very, very, very long time. Maybe not since the Civil War. Right? So if you're like me and you have some older vehicles, I've got one that we hit a hole in the road and the truck is shaking. It's definitely a wheel and tire issue. I went and had some stuff done yesterday. I'm going to go today. I'm going to test the concept and probably buy a new tire because I want that vehicle to be tip top in case I need it. Alright. I have another vehicle getting ready to get paid probably tomorrow and Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to go by today and talk to the mechanic and basically say, hey, I'm going to change the drag link if I still got a bunch of slop in my steering, which I think I'm going to have. Can you get a steering gearbox? And if so, what would you charge to change it out? I might be able to do the gear and steering gearbox myself, but it's one of those things I think I'm just going to pay someone to do because I got other shit that I need to do. I need to soundproof my generator shed, and that's going to take a high priority. I still have very strict restrictions on what I'm supposed to do, so it is what it is. Make sure you are prepping. Make sure you are looking at the world going, if I go to the grocery store tomorrow and I can't go again, how am I going to feed my family? And you know what? Have a plan. And hopefully that plan doesn't include robbing your neighbors, alright? Information is knowledge and power. Live a little, prep a lot. Chief Prepper, out.